Hey, welcome. It's been a long time coming, but I've been canceled twice too many times within the past 3 videos, and I needed a little bit of time in between. Because yes, today we are finally reviewing all of the K-pop comebacks and or debuts for the month of April. So let us all please collectively pretend like it is not May 7th right now. Thank you. From songs we loved to songs we didn't love the most to songs we really didn't like and everything in between. But for now, let's get into my tier explanations because of course this is a tier ranking video. If you've been through this before, you already know what the tiers are, then please feel free to skip through this video as it is separated into super fancy segments. But actually, before we get into this, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. You can also follow me on Instagram where I post sometimes some funny reels. So at the top we have Big Booty Bop. These are songs that I will listen to obsessively over and over again for hours on end, which has become a new obsession of mine. I told you guys previously that I'll listen to the same 5 to 8 songs over and over again, but now I'll listen to like only 1 or 2 songs over and over again, and I don't know why. I'll still keep a playlist full of like 8 songs just because if I get into the car with my mother, she will complain, why you only listen to the 2 same songs over and over again. And I'll be like, excuse me lady, you every single night would play My Chemical Romance Life on the Murder Scene for me so I could fall asleep. All that to say, Big Booty Bop is Song of the Year potential and really deserve its spot at the top. Below this, we have Cup of Milk category, which are still songs that I listen to quite a bit. They just might not have as long of a shelf life as Big Booty Bop. That's literally it. It's not a bad category. It has come to my attention that some of you think it is a negative category. And I just have to say, if you actually think that, you are anti-BTS. I know ARMYs hate me and everything, but it doesn't mean that they can hate both of us. So tread lightly, my friends. It's a scary K-pop world out there. Just kidding, but for real, it's not a bad category. Next up, we have second gen vibes. These are songs that we casually like. If they randomly played, we for sure would not skip them, depending on the mood. But you know, we like them on a more casual basis. Moving on to our neutral tier, which is called It Exists. I neither love these songs nor hate these songs, and I don't really have the most to say about them, but it's really within my lack of disdain for them that they rank here. They simply exist. Below this, we have Grow or Not a Shower. I feel like the type of crowd who watches me really doesn't get the reference, which is great because, you know, no one has called me out on the phallic implications, and that's fine because I like the sound of it. And a lot of people have said Grow or Not a Shower should go above It Exists, but the whole premise of this tier is that I didn't like the song at all at first. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't think it was a good song. And then through repetition, I ended up liking it. So organically, it's not a song that I liked. But through the annoying nature of K-pop fans, I have grown to love it because, you know, people posting fan cams, people constantly using this as a sound on TikTok or whatever the case may be. I've grown to like the song. It did not happen organically. Does that make sense? Plus, if it was above It Exists, then my neutral tier would not be in the middle. Next, we have everyone's favorite tier, which is YG's Dungeon. We love a good YG's Dungeon moment, and you know, this is all meant to be for fun, right? But these are songs that could have simmered a little bit longer, that could have taken a little bit more time to be perfected, something that I would change drastically about the song to make it better. You know, these songs have potential. We love to shit on YG for taking their time with their music, but at the end of the day, it's kind of what makes them a top tier company in my opinion, even though we have beef with them. And lastly, we have Not My Cup of Tea, which just simply means I don't like the song. It could be very well your cup of tea, and that's all fine and dandy. Doesn't mean that the song is actually a bad song, just not a song that I'm drawn to, not a song that I particularly like. Now, I've already gotten into 2 scandals within the last 3 videos. I'm hoping this one's too damn long for anyone to give a fuck. But damn it, if someone gets mad that their song is in this category, I don't know what to say. These 12-year-olds are just getting too cutthroat. I don't know what to do anymore. But anyways, let's get into this review. So we're gonna start off with 2 songs that came out at the end of last month. So March? At the end of March? I have no concept of time. Time is not real. But we're gonna start off with Unnatural by Cosmic Girls. So I listened to the song, of course, and at first I was just like, you know, it's a nice song, probably gonna give it second gen vibes, but then I could not stop singing like, and I have not stopped listening to it since. I think it's an amazing song. So for the music video, we have this kind of retro theme going on, but I need to talk about the chorus because I feel like it is so powerful. And I also felt at first in that same breath that because of how powerful the chorus was, that the lyrics are kind of counterintuitive. Like you're hearing something that otherwise sounds supernatural, if that makes sense. Not supernatural, but super natural, like sounds incredibly natural. Like it's just, it comes so easy to them to sing with such power, right? But then you're hearing the word unnatural, so it felt like it was contradicting itself. But then I looked more into the lyrics, and it really tells the story of someone who is trying to look indifferent in front of someone, but when that special person comes around, her body is creaking and she's really unnatural when faced with the situation when she's feeling like she's not herself. So it's like if you had a crush and you're trying to act like you don't have that crush, but then it becomes super obvious and it's actually the opposite effect of what you intended. So in that sense, that's what unnatural means. Like she's acting super unnatural. So from understanding the song, I kind of understood what they were going for, and then it made total sense to me. So yes, the vocals in the chorus are super powerful, but I'm also getting a sense of need. This kind of sense of desperation that fits perfectly within the lyrics, so it doesn't feel as counterintuitive as I thought it did to begin with. But yes, of course, this song absolutely goes into big booty bop. Amazing song. I definitely recommend that you guys check this song out. Now we have my love, my ultimate bias, my light. Someone who is currently in timeout for me, but I digress. On that note, I wanted to know, do you guys ever put idols in timeout? So Miss Boom came out with do re mi fa sol, do re mi fa sol, do re mi fa sol. Anyways. So the music video starts out with this very vibey purple scene, but then we cut onto some video that just seems distorted. Maybe it's just my astigmatism, but it feels like blurry and distorted, and I'm very confused as to where this came from because I feel like Spring was a beautiful music video, and even, 444, I just don't know where this is coming from. Otherwise, the music video was quite nice. I enjoyed the colors, and we were cutting to lyrics as well, which adds to the feeling of it all. However, I do feel quite conflicted about this song because I do think it's nice, but I haven't really been drawn to listen to it. And I will admit, I am biased in a sense that if she did come out with an album, I would buy it. I don't think the song is necessarily a deal breaker, but it's not a song that, I had on my playlist that I'm gonna continuously play over and over again. Which is a bit sad because her other songs otherwise have been songs that I've really been drawn to, that I've enjoyed so much to the point of over-exhausting them and listening to them way too much. But one of my grievances with the song is that it seems like it's mixed a little weird. Some of the vocals seem like they're mixed oddly, so I had a little bit of trouble kind of really getting into this song. So please don't kill me, but this has to go into YG's dungeon. How fitting though. Please understand these tears are just for fun. I would just mix the vocals a little bit differently. I don't really know what happened there. They took so long to even give her a comeback, and then they gave her a comeback with distorted video and what I interpret as distorted vocals as well. Maybe that D Nation should turn into P Nation. I'll see myself out. Next up, we have Third Eye and their song Stalker. And I don't know if you noticed, but in the beginning, it seems to have a similar sample to TXT's Blue Hour. And I remember seeing this in a TikTok of sorts, so that's how I recognized it. Otherwise, I think I would have been confused for a little while, being like, why does this sound so familiar? But it for sure has a different vibe here. And from there, we see that the music video goes in quite a few directions. We have this kind of typical pink lit concept that I find is quite common for a lot of K-pop songs, starting from I would say from 2019 to now is quite common. But then we have this racer styling and a more hardcore concept paired with that, and I would have loved if we could have seen more of that, which I think they had in their other songs if I remember correctly. But then for stages, they seem to have gone for suits, so there was definitely a lot of variation. As for the song, the first verse, I was really hoping that it was not going to disappoint me because I was really enjoying it. But then the pre-chorus came and then the chorus came and I just felt a little bit lost. It felt like a little bit out of place. So for that reason, I would put the song also in YG's Dungeon, because I do think it has a lot of potential. I did want to point out though that the vocals within the chorus feel like they came out of second gen. And this is another trend that I'm predicting for the second half of 2021. We're only like 4 months into 2021, right? No concept of time. I'm just predicting for like the rest of the year we're going to see more second gen styles, but not within like clothing or concepts or anything, but more particularly within the sound, because I'm definitely starting to notice it this month. But let me know what you think. Do you think the chorus sounds very second gen to you, like straight out of 2010 at least? I just have to say, I need to give praise where praise is due. Hoshi's Spider is a cultural revolution. Maybe not sound-wise personally for me, but like the concept, the choreography, the music video, everything was top tier. He starts off upside down, which in my opinion gives you this disorientating feel and contributes to the spider concept. And especially since you're super zoomed in. But then we start zooming out and we can start seeing more of the full picture, and he's hanging on these bars. Now, when I say innovative choreography, I mean like innovative choreography. This was innovation at its finest. I was so happy to see something like this, something totally out of the box, something we'd never really seen before. I guess you could kind of say like miss a touch, but you know, the only similarity is that they used bars. This was taking like bars in a choreography and really doing something that I'd actually never seen before. As for the music video, from the fur carpets to the change from black outfits to pink outfits to just everything together was amazing. I literally don't know how to praise this anymore. But let me continue, why not? So the spider concept, I did want to talk about that briefly. Because, you know, I don't think spiders are like the most elegant creatures ever. I feel like they're quite quick, right? The idea of a spider is quite creepy, and I think that was kind of the essence that they went for rather than like actual movements of a spider. Maybe a tarantula. I don't know spiders that well, don't come for me. But there's so many elements that just contributed to this, you know. While he's hanging from the bar, he's doing this choreography while he's grabbing onto the bar from the side, which creates kind of this silhouette of a spider's web. And then just his movements were quite careful and purposeful. And then all the way down to the instrumental, there's this little part where it's quite a simple melody. I'm so and I don't know how to explain it, but it just evokes spiders, maybe through its simplicity. It's kind of reminiscent of a children's song, maybe like Itsy Bitsy Spider, or maybe it's just reminiscent of like the steps of a spider. I don't know, but everything together, chef's kiss, what can I say? The sound is quite different from something that I would typically listen to, but I did quite enjoy the beat. So I would give this a very high second gen vibes. If this looks like or sounds like something you would enjoy, then I highly recommend you go check it out. Now we have Wendy. Wendy. I feel like this will be a super sensitive subject for Wendy stans. If you feel like any type of criticism towards this song is not something you can handle, maybe you just X out of this video. It's fine. I know people will give me the backstory and say this is, you know, super meaningful. She's been through a lot, her whole backstory and everything. And I think that's amazing. I think it's great when a song has, you know, that much backing it up. But, you know, this criticism isn't towards her life story, it's towards, you know, the sound of the song and how it makes me feel. The two are entirely separate. I hope we can make that abundantly clear. And what it makes me feel is Jesus. Now I've seen on like all social media platforms that people are saying this is like a Christian country song, and like I've been having fun watching all of the memes about this. Like I have to agree to an extent, this feels like SM is trying to get me to convert to something. I'm not quite sure what, but I'm feeling those vibes. All jokes aside, you know, the music video, beautiful, you know, cinematographically beautiful. The cinematography is beautiful. There we go. I just feel like it didn't really go in the direction that I personally like, and I just feel like it wasn't really hitting the spots that I was really hoping that it would hit based on like the trajectory that it seemed to have been going on as I was listening to it. But it for sure has potential. I think, you know, obviously she's a technically good singer, you know, I can't say anything about her vocals. They were amazing, if not, you know, absolutely ethereal. However, I do feel like this song walks this confusing line between wanting to be a powerful song and wanting to be a sweet song. And I feel like because it walks that line, we don't get either or. You know, within the chorus, we see her voice as like going higher and higher and higher, but it's not getting to that powerful point that I was expecting it to. But then there are points where it's getting lower and lower and lower, and you're like, okay, it's starting to sound sweeter, but it never quite gets there. So it's within that in between that makes you not really vibe with it, which is a shame because I'm actually super drawn to the concept of like water. I've seen a lot of people clown like, you know, what does like water mean? I personally found it like very poetic right off the bat. And actually the title reminded me of another song called I Need You by LeAnn Rimes, which kind of also has this country feeling to it, maybe slight Jesus vibes, but the songs are obviously quite different. I just think they're similar because in I Need You song it says I need you like water, like breath, like rain. And I thought it would be on a similar wavelength, and I guess it kind of is.
I need you like water, like breath. Love is like water.
So I would actually put this song into YG's Dungeon because I like the concept of like water and I like the direction it was going. It just personally wasn't doing it for me, but like I just think with a little bit of tweaking, it could have gotten to where I would have personally liked it. But I know this is like a song that a lot of people really love. This is just, again, my personal opinion. Please don't come for me, or do fight me in the comments, doesn't matter. But let me know what you think of this analysis, if you agree, if you completely disagree. That's just how I felt. We now have Astro and their song One, which features a music video that I think really shows off this blue versus red theme, which for whatever reason is what I picture Astro to be. I think they have a song called Blue Flame, which I don't know why I took that very literally. And I think this music video kind of shows very literally because a flame, you picture red, blue flame, a red and what am I going on about? Anyways, now as smitten as I am with the fellow in the center with the long hair, I would have to put this song in It Exists. I don't really have much to say about it. LunarSolar came out with their comeback called Da-Da-Da. The music video does seem super cute and we do have some interesting styles featured within it. However, I do have to point out that the intro sounds like another song is going to start playing. And I can't quite put my finger on it, so if you can help me with that, please let me know. And you know, though this does seem like a super fun song and they seem like they're having a lot of fun with their choreography, there's just this element of like, I've seen this before, or I've kind of heard this before. So I think I would have to put this in the exists category as well. Talk about ruffling some feathers, let us discuss OnlyOneOf's Libido. I like libido better. At the end of the day, if it opens up conversations, I'm really happy about that. If at the same time people feel more comfortable with their sexuality after seeing this, I think that's great too. Because the whole point of this is to discuss or represent things that are taboo and that are socially expected to be suppressed. So of course, I do appreciate its existence in that sense. If we think to other music videos that just have the tension in there, just to have the tension in there, it doesn't contribute to a storyline, doesn't have a backstory to it whatsoever, I do think there's a difference with this music video that actually within the description it explains everything quite clearly, like what their intention was in doing this. But I'm super open to hearing what everyone has to say, what everyone thinks about this. As for the song itself, definitely goes into second gen vibes. Again, as I was predicting, this would be a trend. Songs that sound like they come from 2010, this is definitely one of them, which is definitely quite evident within the chorus. So yes, this definitely gets second gen vibes. P1 Harmony had a comeback with Scared, and right off the bat, it starts off with a really interesting concept. I'm already really intrigued. And for whatever reason this month as well, there's this trend of like trying to disorient everyone. Maybe it's just me, but either with sounds or visuals, and this is definitely an instance of that. The opening features this kind of distorted talking, then we move on to instrumentals that are also a little disorientating. And I'm not gonna lie, the style of the vocals, particularly within the chorus, did remind me a little bit of SM style. I'll play a little clip. The only thing missing would be like everyone kind of singing in unison. But I really enjoyed it. We had beautiful vocals mixed with super hard-hitting chorus, and that beat drop, wow. I was very pleasantly surprised with all of these elements put together, and for that reason, the song goes into second gen vibes. Oh, and the lyrics are quite uplifting as well. Honestly, I have no doubt this could potentially climb up because I do think it's really catchy. We now have a few SM songs to review in a row, which will not help my SM anti-case. Surprisingly, SM stans have really not come for me. I think the SM stans see the Girls' Generation albums in the back and they're like, we better lay off. She also biased Chris and EXO, which has been through enough. So this is a song that a lot of people were accusing of being similar, or actually people were accusing this of plagiarizing BTS's Dynamite. Is it plagiarism? Absolutely not. Are there similarities? I mean, of course, they both did a 70s theme, which featured unethical uses of denim, but that's not my circus. Neither should it be yours. But yeah, I mean, in terms of dance moves, of course, in a 70s theme, you're going to see similar 70s inspired dance moves. Just like if you went all the way to Tiara's Roly Poly, you're going to see some similarities. Plagiarism? No. Similarities? I mean, of course. You're gonna find similarities everywhere. But I digress. So this is an ad, and though I appreciate all of this effort for an ad, I think it was done terribly because I actually have no idea what they're trying to promote. You know, at least with awesome screen, awesome camera, long-lasting battery life, you kind of get the gist that it's a phone. At least in Lollipop, T.O.P. says, my love shines bright like LED. You know they're talking about technology, right? But we do? What is it? Jokes aside, sound-wise, this really was not my cup of tea, but I did really like the choreography within the chorus. I felt it was very unexpected and thusly stood out a lot. And then, of course, we have Atlantis by Shinee. I'm kind of a sucker for like underwater themes. I'm just a sucker for it. But I also really want to know why everyone seems to collectively know what a kraken is. And my dumbass in my Kingdom review was thinking this was a dragon. Like, I would love to know. You know, I would just like to speak to somebody about this. So I do like this a lot better than we do. It does have like this type of sound that I'm not like admittedly the most drawn to, but I feel like the intensity of these vocals bring you back to Shinee's 2010 smash hit Lucifer. Anyone? I think so. Like just a little bit. And I'm all for a throwback, so I would definitely put this into second gen vibes category. It's been stuck in my head actually, but I would definitely say it has an early 2000s theme. I can kind of picture it in like maybe a kids or early teens movie where like they're kind of, I don't know, like spying on someone or like following someone to see what kind of shenanigans they're up to. Just picture it. We have ASAP by StayC. Now, I just have to say, I thought this was a Weekly song. For the longest time, I was like, didn't Weekly just come out with After School? Why did they come out with a new song already? So that's my bad. I just like associate StayC with like a very strictly 80s majestic theme going on. So this cute theme just really threw me off, but let's talk about it. I definitely loved the music video. As we all know now, I'm very much a sucker for this type of music video. I don't even know how to describe it. I just like it. I also love the chorus choreography. I think it's super simple, but still packs a punch, literally. I did want to point out that this girl's hair gave me Crystal from FX in New ABO vibes. Wait, would we actually consider that retro now? At first glance, I feel like I would put it in It Exists. Like, I don't love the song. I do love the concept, but you know, like I don't hate it. Like, it exists. But I'm gonna have to put this in second gen vibes. I've heard this so much on like TikTok and Instagram, and it's grown on me a little bit, but not enough to like place it low into grower, not a shower. I see what you guys mean with that criticism, but you know, it is what it is. This is a song that I wasn't like expecting to like, but Down by Ace ended up going straight to Cup of Milk. This song is adorable. The music video is adorable.
I'm not the type to catch feelings. Something about you got me stuck.
And I have a lot to say. I have a medium amount of things to say. It's one of those songs where you're hearing the first few seconds and you're like, please, I swear, I hope nothing comes and ruins this. I hope the chorus is something I vibe with. You know, I hope there's nothing weird that comes along, right? And that was kind of like half true. So I'm vibing with the verses, and then it's building up to what I expected to be like a super, you know, upbeat chorus, and then it ended up being very, you know, mellow. So it's definitely not what I was expecting, but I didn't hate it. Like, I actually ended up really liking it. So yeah, definitely Cup of Milk. I have to point out this pre-chorus is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, I don't know who gave this guy permission to sing like that, but he's my new bias in Ace.
I never felt this way inside. Don't know why I can't seem to let you go.
So yes, this definitely goes into Cup of Milk. This is a really beautiful song to come through for us in this month of April. Definitely not May. It is definitely not in my May playlist. StayC and their song You Make Me really evoke this sense of longing. And obviously they're not like, you know, the typical K-pop group. They're not dancing, they have instruments and so on. So like, you know, the obvious thing for me to say right now is that it's quite different. And it is, it has like a really raw sound to it, which I, of course, very much appreciate. And I really love the pre-chorus because I feel like it offers this kind of upbeat melody before the more somber parts within the chorus. And so I would of course put this in second gen vibes category. Now we have Wheein with Watercolor. This was much requested, and I have to say, you know, obviously her vocals are really stunning. We have a kind of retro theme in the music video once again. And I do really like the outfits that she did showcase in the music video, but this is just not a sound that I'm really drawn to. So unfortunately, I would have to put this into not my cup of tea. And actually, Yukika's Insomnia is a similar song where, you know, I like the idea of it. I'm sure these are songs that people will love, of course. But again, just not a song that I would listen to, so this goes as well into not my cup of tea. I can, however, picture it as like setting a really vibey mood in a cafe or something. I have to start this off by saying that this is not an Enhypen song. It's not. This comes straight out of the depths of 2011. Yes, from Enhypen's debut with Give and Taken to their song now Drunk-Dazed, they have given me very strong second gen vibes. It's just a song that I feel like I could totally picture having come out 10 years ago. Obviously it's modernized, but you get the sentiment. We have this magical theme going on with the music video, fire appearing, people appearing and disappearing. And I just have to say, I really love how dramatic their choreography is, particularly within the chorus. Feels like very Michael Jackson Thriller vibes. So of course this goes into second gen vibes, but I have a feeling this might grow on me a little bit more because I'm also hearing this song a lot, much like StayC's A$AP, I'm hearing Drunk-Dazed quite a bit. So you know, it has the potential to climb, I think. Now we have O&F and their song called Ugly Dance. And I was really expecting a lot because like the first part in the music video you see it's kind of like these robots, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. But I think it was kind of them leaving off from their last music video to come into this music video, because I think you even hear the instrumental from their last music video. And then we get introduced to this white room where they stay for the rest of their time in this quote-unquote music video, which is a glorified performance video. Not that we're against that, you know, maybe because some companies have budget limits, it doesn't matter. We are not elitists here. We kind of care. I've seen groups film things with their iPhones. I just feel like there's not much of an excuse, but I digress. The first thing I thought was that this sounded like an SM song. And again, there really isn't much to say about the music video because it was pretty much a performance video that switched between the black outfits and the white outfits. I do think the song is cute, but I did appreciate their last concept a lot more, so this unfortunately goes into not my cup of tea. Moving on to Hot Issue, and I think their debut with Gratata. I don't know if it's their group name Hot Issue that is like throwing me off a little, or if I have like a 4-minute bias, but I was fully expecting this song to sound like a 4-minute song right off the bat. And I thought it was going to be a little bit similar to Crazy. Either way, like, it is a similar concept, I guess, but I digress. I've mentioned this before, but this kind of rolling R sound within the chorus of songs, I feel like it's quite overdone, but nevertheless, I was really excited to see how they would do it personally. And I think it definitely has a lot of potential, but I wasn't a huge fan of the chorus. I liked their styling, I liked the concept, the sound in general, but I would have to put this into YG's Dungeon. Because it's a bit interesting. I do get these early 2000s vibes from the song in the sense that like it kind of sounds like a cute teen movie song, but then at the same time I feel like it's aiming to be quite more powerful than that. I'm still excited to see what they come out with next, but as for now it goes into YG's Dungeon. And I don't know why, I just really love when they say I'm a sniper. For i-dle's Last Dance, I'm a little scared to share this thought because when Blinks are mad at me, they're like, you compare everything to 21. When other fandoms are mad at me, they're like, you compare everything to Blackpink. I'm like, okay, well, what is it then? Like, what is it? Which one is it? It can be both. It is both. But from the first line, I was really expecting like the continuation of Jennie's line in How You Like That. I don't think either Cube or YG are super chill with me using this audio, but it's gonna be really short. So if you're lucky enough to hear it before I have to cut it out, there you go. But actually, more than How You Like That, some of the verses sound like they're going to turn into Maria by Huasa. So I'll play those two side by side as well. But my confusion mostly lies within the fact that Universe, not even Cube Entertainment, let's rephrase that, Universe, who went through all this trouble to re-edit the music video, to reproduce the song, to minimize Sujin's appearance in all of this. I mean, quality-wise, we can't fully judge it because it was re-uploaded onto YouTube, so I'm sure it's much better quality on the Universe app. But sound-wise, it does sound raw and unfinished, so I'm really curious about that. Maybe because the second time around, they didn't want to put that much money into it once again because they did have to re-record parts and change parts because of Sujin's previous scandals, and they didn't want to feature her in it. My whole point is it just feels like a lot of effort for a non-official comeback and for it to still sound quite raw at the end of it all. However, that being said, this again does sound like it's straight from the depths of like 2008, maybe 2011.
Yeah.
I just think the chorus needed like a shit ton of auto-tune, like, you know, go big or go home. Give us those strong second gen vibes, or just, you know, or don't, I guess. I feel like the auto-tune people would have complained about it, but it would have added to the overall vibe. So yes, I would definitely put the song into YG's Dungeon, and tangibly, I would add that auto-tune. So a lot of people also suggested Twice's Kura. Like, I don't have anything against Japanese releases. I just don't tend to review them super often. But I mean, I'll realistically review whatever you guys want me to review. Anyways. So Twice's music video starts off sounding so majestic. I was blown away. I was like, if this is what the song is going to sound like, then I'm totally in. This is going to be another big booty bop. But alas, the song sounds nothing like the intro. Like, just listen to this little clip. Majestic, right? Powerful as hell vocals. And then we get into this kind of cute song, and I'm just like, oh, I'm a little confused here. Like, not that there's anything wrong, it's just not my cup of tea. I vibed with that intro so much. Maybe out of pure disappointment. I don't know. I'm still salty about this. So another Japanese release that people really wanted me to review is Film Out by BTS. I thought the song was very beautiful, very magical. It evokes a sense of longing, and for that reason it goes into second gen vibes category. Another song that, spoiler alert, I need to change my battery. Next up we have Antidote by Kang Daniel, and I actually think this is a really nice follow-up to Paranoia.
I'm looking for the idol.
I think it kind of fits a similar theme and so on. The thing is, I find myself not really knowing what to say about Antidote, but also really liking the sound of the chorus, so I'm gonna give it second gen vibes. Major's Rain on Me was another much requested song.
Turn it up, volume up. 우리 뜨거운 parade.
Unfortunately, and I'm gonna say this, like, take this with a grain of salt, the quality just isn't there. But the thing is, even if the quality isn't there, it's not just the quality, because you're gonna be blown away by what I'm gonna tell you next. It's not just the quality, it's just the song is not my cup of tea. I do feel like you could have like a bad quality song, but if the vibe is there, then it just works, right? Like it's not like a deal breaker. Because their other song, what is it called? Because their other song, Dancing in the Starlit Night, is actually Big Booty Bop. I know. Does it sound amazing? Like, if we're thinking just purely, the mixing of it all, talking about the quality of it all, is it perfect? No. Is the vibe there? Absolutely. I have been listening to this obsessively, let me tell you. I have like song categories for K-pop. So I have like magical K-pop, which I feel like this fits into, but there's also a subcategory of the magical K-pop, which is neon lights. So within this, we have like Hypnotized by Andamiro, we have Poribipam by Seonmi, those types of songs that just evoke neon lights. And this is definitely a song that evokes that. I don't know what that means exactly, but it is what it is. But something that sticks out to me is definitely the choreography. I think it's really cute. I think it's quite energetic. There's just something really mesmerizing about it, and I don't really know what it is. But yes, this is where I stand with the only two songs that made it to Big Booty Bop. Which I guess, spoiler alert for the next song, which is Itzy's Mafia in the Morning. So as you guys know, I already gave a very in-depth review for M.A.F.I.A in the Morning. I also reviewed every single song on their album. But yes, M.A.F.I.A in the Morning definitely goes into a grower, not a shower, because we started off really rough. I did not like it at first. I thought it was like eerily empty, and I just was not vibing with it. But then one day, I just couldn't get enough of it, and I have been listening to it obsessively ever since. So now we get to move on to the playlist section of my video, where I show you guys all of the songs that I have been listening to in the month of April, which are surprisingly a lot of songs that didn't come out in April, which is why I feel like April was pretty boring. And I'm of course going to be linking my April playlist in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Actually, my May playlist as well, if you guys want to follow me on Spotify. I don't really know how that works, but it gives me validation when my playlists have likes. So first we have Montero, Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X. I actually showed this song to my mom and she liked it too. Then we have Kiss and Make Up. I just think Kiss and Make Up is such a fun summer song, and it just reminds me of simpler times. Then we have Ain't Nobody by Heartfelt. Then we have Wannabe by Itzy. Apollo 11 by Jamie featuring Jay Park. I found myself really just being obsessed with one particular song and just listening to that for kind of days on end. So I feel like there's not really any rhyme or reason to what kind of vibe there really is in this playlist, because Wannabe was really like upbeat. I have like 3 Girls' Generation songs on this playlist. 2 of them I have no access to, but I really enjoyed Paparazzi, which I listen to on YouTube a lot. I did add it to this playlist, but I don't have access to it. And Galaxy Supernova, but we also have Mr. Taxi, the Korean version. I don't know why all of their Japanese songs are just not available to me. Oh my god, Yukika's 0330. This song just brought back so many memories. Don't Deny Our R-Squared pop. This just... Then I was just in an Inception mood. Oh, I feel like April was just like a year ago, to be honest with you. It's like bringing back memories from last month, but they feel so far away. Hate You by 21 was definitely a moment. I watched the music video and it felt like it was the first time I was ever watching the music video, and then I downloaded the song. Something is laced into the song, I don't know what it is, but it was just very addictive. Ashniko featuring Princess Nokia's Slumber Party. Everglow, Bomba Chocolate, I don't know what to say about it. The song definitely became very addictive for me. So, you know, I have since become an ATEEZ album collector and photo card collector, kind of. I mean, not real, kind of, I don't know. Anyway, so they were coming out with a Japanese album and I was like, I'm gonna buy everything. But then I was like, no, I'm not gonna open that up to like start buying their Japanese albums. Like, this shit's getting and for the longest time I just didn't listen to Still Here. I was like, I don't really, like, why would I? You know, I used to be you know, I'm not really someone who like pays attention to the Japanese releases usually. But then I was scrolling through TikTok and I heard a snippet of the song and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever heard in my life. And I was like, who is that? That's what? I've never heard the song in my life before. Where is it from? And lo and behold, it's the comeback that I was ignoring. So, you know, $130 later, because my dumbass didn't take into account customs or conversion rates, I now have the CD and DVD and 2 photo cards from it. So yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Do you want to see it though? I'll show you. And here she is. And there they are. Then I was in a My Chemical Romance mood. I started listening to like I'm Not Okay. I was listening to a bunch of their other songs, but this is the one that stuck and I was like, I want to listen to this every day. So You's Gotta Go, Big Booty Bop from quite a few months back. From there, the only logical place to go was Hyun. We have 9 lives, but honestly, her song should always be. Then someone recommended Khan's I'm Your Girl, and it's another really nice song, definitely like a nice cup of milk moment. For whatever reason, El Pony was really addictive. And of course, Dancing in the Sunlit Night? Starlit Night? I get this fucked up all the time. And then Lovesick Girls. I don't know. I feel like, okay, fight me in the comments. I want to have a genuine conversation about this. Lovesick Girls is not a title track. I love it to death. How You Like That was a fancy A-side track. Lovesick Girls is a fancy post-release track. I said what I said. But yes, we have officially made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. My watch time thanks you. If you skipped around, I see you. I'm kidding, kind of. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. You can also click on the join button next to the subscribe button to join my channel members. And you can also join my Patreon, which will be linked in the description box. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. As for me, I'm gonna go on trying not to be problematic and possibly fail, but you never know. Wish me luck. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.